more about the religion. And this is when my quest, you could say, really began. When I went to the mosque, the first thing the brothers talked to me about was this concept of monotheism. And as a Christian, we say we have this concept of monotheism. However, the Islamic, how we believed in it was so much different, because this utterly unique God, which Muslims worship, was active in our lives. We had to recognize Him, we had to worship Him, and follow His commands. And this is what really said, you know what, this makes more sense. This makes a lot more sense, coming from a very disciplined family. The concept of 5 daily prayers, it sprung. It made a lot of sense to me. Because, we live our lives, I know in my daily life, we go to school, we come home, and so many things happen in between. You may have, said something incorrect, or you may have, society itself this could be a pollutant to our soul. So, thinking about Islam, the concept of 5 daily prayers, number one, and the concept of brotherhood. Brotherhood in a pure sense, that we're all different, but at the same time, we all recognize that we believe in the same God, and we worship Him and we turn to Him 5 times a day. This was exactly what I was looking for. Like I was saying before, that I was looking for more of a companionship. Because I found that me being around certain individuals caused my decline in spirituality. So this is what Islam taught me, that we're united under this concept of we call it tawheed, monotheism, and it was very difficult for me to reconcile, my 17 years of being a Christian with now becoming a Muslim. I was trying to compromise in the beginning the two different ideologies, the concept of the crucifixion, the concept of divine sonship. It was very difficult for me to leave, because it was engraved into me. But I realized that in the end, I would rather answer to God and saying that I worship You alone with no partners. And I can't conceive of utterly just, perfect, merciful God saying, you were wrong. Worship someone else. So this is what really compelled me to learn and to really, in the end, accept Islam. Because, everything's keeping you back, but in the end I had to accept it. That this was the truth, and it was time to make a change in my life for the better. I hid my religion for about a year. I was afraid that my parents would be very disappointed in me. Being a Christian, raised as a Christian, it was very difficult for me to say, I'm a Muslim now, I don't believe in what you believe. Coming from a very traditional family, this was something which you never ever do. So I prayed in secret, I fasted in secret, I did everything in secret, but it came a point where I had to, admit, the fact that I am a Muslim. I have to manifest my inward with my outward. So I began to, buy the literature. Muslims would call me. I went to the mosque frequently. I couldn't hide that anymore. So in the end, my mom actually found out that I was Muslim. I didn't have to tell her, and I told her, yeah, I am a Muslim. And they've grown to be very tolerant, I guess, in the end, with what I do as a Muslim, even though they don't agree with it. But, they allow it, because I think they've seen the change in me. And they've seen that, everything I've accomplished in my life is a result of, I guess you could say, my faith. I really improved in school, because I found that knowledge is so sacred in Islam that we have to exert ourselves to achieve that goal of being more educated, not only in the religious sense, but in the secular sense. So right now I study criminology in school and law. So this, I can't think of anything better than the fact that I'm doing so much better in school. My parents are happier because I'm doing better in school, and I'm happier because now I'm doing something which I enjoy. And at the same time, it doesn't conflict with me being a Muslim. It's nothing, out of the box. So me getting scholarships in school, being recognized as a scholar in school, in my particular field and study, it's really inspired me a lot. My character has changed towards my parents, especially. my relationship, like, I mean, you would have thought that it would have created animosity, but it actually made things actually better for me, because now I've been a lot more patient with my parents in any circumstance. And I think that, again, the concept of believing in one God and knowing that God, you're accountable for what you do, it really, it changed me totally in all my conduct.